brainstorming and sharing ideas is the funnest part of the creative process, we decided to skip the boring part of actually making stuff and just do the fun part. I'm your host, Tom Walma.
I'm Brian Duchler.
I'm Pam Palmieri.
I'm Alex Wilson.
This is Creativity Wasted. I was looking into AI music, like on YouTube, and there's people who make like fake, they put a famous singer's voice into a different song.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean by AI. And
Right.
I found that a lot of people do that specifically for the lead singer of Linkin Park, Chester Bennington. I don't know if you're all familiar with Linkin Park.
Rest in peace.
Pam. It's like a
Heard of them.
sort of a, I would call them emo, like sort of a hard rock,
Indie rock
ish band, but it's a lot of songs about like dealing with addiction or depression and like sort of sad songs. And so when the lead singer like eventually killed himself, like all the fans were sort of like rooting for him to succeed in life and like get over his problems. He was like, I think he was molested as a kid, even like he overcame some shit, and like so it was really sad when he died. And so they have this huge sort of strong fan base, and so I think for that reason, and because his voice is sort of super distinctive, they pick him, Linkin Park, for a lot of these AI songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I found one that was really, really good. It sounded good, and I was gonna maybe play it, but fortunately I forgot to set that up. It was a cover of a song, Celine Dion song, Ashes. And it just sounds really fucking real, the way they did the AI, and for that song in particular, and it just really impressed me. And it's sort of a sad song. It's a little more ballady than a typical Linkin Park song, but you could see him singing a emotional song like a Celine Dion song. It works. It's weird, the hard rock band singing a Celine Dion song, but it really works. So if anybody is interested, I'll put a link or something when I release the thing. It's really, really good, and it gave me an idea for a movie. And it'd be kind of, there's a trend in movies now, a small trend, where actors play a fictionalized version of themselves. So there's the Jean-Claude Van Damme JCVD. There's a Nick Cage one. What's it called? The Unbearable Burden of Immense Talent.
Yeah, the unbearable weight of massive talent. Yeah.
Unbearable weight of massive talent. Okay. So this would kind of be along those lines, like a fictionalized story of the lead singer of Linkin Park. Chester Bennington is his name. So what the story would be, and the idea is that it's like a musical where you incorporate AI-generated music with his voice.
So would it be like an AI projection of Chester Bennington playing Chester Bennington then? So
what it would be is, I call it the Seance of Chester Bennington. So what it would be, and I think this is a clever use of AI, like fake music. So the story would be like, okay, he's got a family. The record company stole all of his money or something. This probably didn't happen in real life, but it's like a fictionalized story. So the kids are like, now they're like teenagers and they don't remember their dad. It's kind of sad. So maybe the older one is like, fuck our dad. He left us, whatever. And the kid's like, I just want to meet my dad. So they decide, okay, we're gonna do a seance. And so they go to like some spooky house and they do a seance, and like you hear like the high pitched like squeal of like Chester Bennington like in the distance, and then it turns out that like he can only talk to them in song. So they'll ask him a question and he'll like sing like a fake song. Like maybe you see like some spooky apparition of him. I don't think you'd be like a full on hologram of him, like maybe little glimpses of like in like a spooky dark room of him or whatever. So they ask him like, "Why did you leave us?" Blah blah blah, and he sings like a song about like all of his problems, like his addictions and like sadness that won't go away from getting molested. I don't think it'd be that on the nose, but it would sort of indirectly answer the questions they were asking. Like maybe 3 or 4 songs, and so at some point, I think there would be more than one seance. At some point, they would have to leave, and they would come up with the idea that he's going to help them with their money trouble. First, so he's already sort of helped them like with closure about him dying, like through the songs and whatever. So he's going to help them, like they're going to record his songs like from the afterlife, and they're going to release this kick-ass new album. Posthumous album. So they have to go and like find the other singer from Linkin Park. The I forget his name. He's still alive. Mike something. The Asian guy. What's his name?
Mike Shinoda, I think.
Mike Shinoda, something like that.
Yeah.
So they get Mike Shinoda. They get the whole band, and they're all in this spooky house, and with the recording set up. And so they do like another seance, and Chester Bennington comes, and they're all like freaked the fuck out. But then they start drumming, and they do this song like impromptu. They do some songs, and that's basically the movie. Is that he helps them with closure and also overcoming their money problems by doing this kick-ass album from Beyond the Grave. And I haven't decided on how. So they're going to release the album. It's going to be a huge hit. And I thought, well, maybe they just tell everybody that it's AI, even though it's from the Beyond the Grave.
Yeah.
Or maybe they tell them
that
it's Beyond the Grave, and everybody just thinks it's AI.
Okay.
So I haven't decided how it should end, but
it is actually
basically
supernatural. But everyone's like, "Oh, this AI stuff's out of hand."
I love that idea because it's like the whole world's like, "Oh man, look how good that AR performing art's getting," and then it's just really actually Chester Bennington.
Chester Bennington's soul.
But yeah, that's the idea. I have some notes. I might have missed something, but yeah, I really should have found that song. I could probably. Do you want to hear the song?
Yeah, if you could send us a link, or I mean, if you can play it, if you can find it.
I can find it pretty quick.
In relation to your idea, but not directly, have you ever come across? It's probably not as much your sense of humor, Tom, but the Glorb AI songs. He makes like AI rap songs with the SpongeBob characters using AI recreations of their voices, and just makes
sounds right on my alley.
Doing like rap songs.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some funny
like
stuff.
Bikini Bottom beef.
I have a suggestion, Tom, for just for like story purposes. Like, can we make it like that super like cliche movie thing where it's like, you need to raise $25,000 or they're going to close the town center, and then it's just like, out of the band's first prize, $25,000, and it's like, come on, Chester, do it for us. And
yeah, like a 80s.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you could have it like Scooby-Doo like shows up and they want to like
crack the case, Chester.
Crack the case. They want to, or the Ghostbusters. They want to capture Chester and.
Jinkies, this AI Chester is way too good. There's something's fishy here. Yeah.
So
did you hear it? Hi, listen to Linkin Park and then watch Scooby Doo? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Can you hear this song? Because I don't have enough to talk about. I sort of plowed through it really quick. I'm gonna
sing the side there. I don't know if him in flames is something you'd want to AI recreate for his family for this movie.
Yeah, a little traumatizing for him.
Every word shut down in flame.
That was, so you heard it for like 5 seconds there?
Yeah, that's an impressive recreation of his voice.
Yeah, and I was amazed too. Like, it sounds like a live recording. Like you can hear him take breaths and everything, and it sounds so real. I couldn't believe it. That particular one. But yeah, that was what gave me the idea, was that particular song that sounded so much more real than anything else in like 3 hours that I spent going down a rabbit hole of this. But yeah, it's pretty interesting in that they can make the AI sound so real.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. I don't know how I feel about AI getting all the artsy jobs, and I still have to pour over numbers. That seems.
Yeah, something fucking wrong happened there. I don't know. I work in IT, so my work will never stop because I currently spend part of my shift troubleshooting AI. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Well, at least
it's already happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
So any other thoughts on the movie? Would you watch a movie like that?
I think it could be interesting. Yeah, like I think horror comedies make a good like weird pairing. Like
Mhm.
I
Dale
don't
and
know if this
Tucker.
I wouldn't call it a comedy per se. I mean, talking about it, we're in the mindset of comedy.
Fair
but
enough.
I think
Yeah,
But
I guess it depends on the tone you take with it.
yeah, did you guys watch American Horror Story? Any of that?
some of them,
I
yeah,
watched
not
a
all
few of
of
the
them.
seasons.
Yeah, I watched it the first time, and I was a little bit high when I watched it, and I don't like horror movies, but it scared me, and I was laughing, and it was like, what the heck? So I had to watch it again, and brilliant writing, to take, just, it was amazing. So pairing horror with comedy,
Did you
really,
watch Scream Queens?
no.
That was so good. That was
I haven't
one of
seen
the
that.
funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
What was
Have
that
any of
on?
you seen Cabin in the Woods?
No.
Good
That's
movie.
a
I
great
don't remember
movie.
that being funny. Very original
Yeah.
premise.
It's definitely dark comedy.
You might have a bit of a hard sell getting the movie like greenlit because Drake, the rapper, just did some AI shit with Tupac and got his pantsuit off. So
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
you know,
I don't know. You might be able to convince Linkin Park to do this because they've always been sort of into like collabs and
Yeah.
putting like AI in their music videos, like computer graphics and like
that's true. That's very true.
of bands that might be willing to do like a AI album. I
Some of
think
the
because he's dead, it might be a little distasteful though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could just have it. Is it AI? Is he really dead? And go back and forth.
Oh, he is
I
really
love
dead.
that as a
From the
I love it as a plot point. Like that $25,000 battle of the bands competition could be like an AI competition, but it's a real Chester Bennington, just corporeal, right? Or that's the right word.
Make it like the Blacklist and just keep retconning shit and
At
making
the end,
weird.
it's like Chester never died; he's been alive this whole time.
Chester
Yeah.
faked his death. Yeah.
I'm in, Tom. Yeah, you get the legalities figured out, and
Yeah.
I'll invest for sure.
I'm just had a dumb idea that what if somebody, because if you can use AI to replicate a voice really good, I'm thinking of the Liberace thing. You guys know the Liberace thing, where he's a homosexual singer from the 70s, and one of the things he's known for is that he had his lover get a bunch of plastic surgery to look like him
Oh, I didn't
because he
know
wanted
this.
to fuck himself, I guess. Uh, like he was that
Took being told to go
narcissistic.
fuck himself too seriously.
Yeah,
But
there's a whole new meaning to that.
I'm hoping that didn't sound homophobic. It's real. It's a thing that happened. It's a known. You can Google it. But what if somebody like I'm gonna be Chester Bennington, so I'm gonna get a shit ton of plastic surgery to look like him. I'm gonna get the AI voice, maybe even like an implanted thing to sound like him.
Filter his voice to sound.
Filter your voice through using AI to sound like him, you could sort of, you can do that with all the dead singers. Like you could make a new Elvis through plastic surgery and AI.
Okay, so begs the question: you're going to make a new Michael Jackson? Is the new Michael Jackson still going to molest children, or are they going to be a
Yeah.
better version of?
Which era? How white is it gonna be?
Yeah, what era of Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
I think you could just do the like 5 people, like 5 different shades of Michael. In the concert,
He
he
got a
would
nose.
just
He
start
doesn't have
out.
Concert
a
of all
nose.
Michael's different
So
iterations.
50 Shades of Michael is a movie you do not want to have on your computer. Just to
Yeah.
warn you about that.
We can wrap up early. Any shows or podcasts or things that you guys want to promote?
I have a show this Thursday at Gouchy Golf Resort in Onstead. And then I have one next Thursday at Sam Hill in Ann Arbor. So if anybody's going to Ann Arbor Art Fair, you want to come to the show at 7 p.m., air conditioning, free parking, lots of it, and a really great
Cool.
lineup. August 22nd at Gouchy Golf Resort and August 15th at Sam Hill.
You still doing a podcast, Brian?
No, I've been radio silent for a minute, but I'm looking to get back out there again. Kids are a little bit bigger now, so it's easier for me to leave the house. So yeah, let's maybe a big comeback. This might be the only fucking thing I do this year. We'll see what happens.
I'm closing the Sunday Night Funnies contest, so I'm doing 15 to 20 minutes
Oh, congratulations.
while they count the votes on July 21st. You have anything to promote, Alex?
Just my YouTube channel, The Dropout Professor. I do silly educational edutainment videos, talking about stuff that I feel like school could have touched on better and kind of dropped the ball with, and doing it for free because college is expensive.
Cool.
That's awesome,
I'm going to have to check that out. I like edutainment and trivia stuff.
This has been a production of Planet Amp Podcast, powered by Pinecast.